What if the best financial advice out there wasn't from some modern guru, but from the richest city in the entire ancient world? Today, we're going to unlock the timeless money principles from ancient Babylon, a city famous for its incredible wealth, and turn them into a simple framework you can actually use.
Let's kick things off with a question that honestly feels just as real today as it did thousands of years ago. After all the hours you put in, all the hard work, why does it so often feel like there's just nothing left to show for it? And that feeling, that frustration, it's perfectly captured by this guy, Bansir, a skilled chariot builder in ancient Babylon. He said, "About us is much display of wealth, but of it we ourselves have not." He was a master at his job, yet he was broke. His problem is going to be our starting point.
Now, Bansir's story comes from the classic book, The Richest Man in Babylon. But look, we're not just here to retell old stories. Our goal is to operationalize this ancient wisdom, to turn it into a practical, modern framework you can start using the second this is over. So, what was the very first secret that Arkad, the richest man in Babylon, shared with Bansir? It's a total mindset shift, and it's the foundation for, well, everything that follows. Let's dive into the first law of wealth. Okay, so the first law hinges on this one incredibly powerful idea. A part of everything you earn is yours to keep. Now that sounds super obvious, right? But in practice, it's revolutionary. This isn't about saving whatever's left over at the end of the month. No, it's about taking your cut before anyone else. Your landlord, the grocery store, anyone gets a piece. It's a huge psychological shift. Okay, but how much are we talking about? The Babylonians were crystal clear on this. The starting point, the absolute non-negotiable minimum, is 1/10. That's it, a dime out of every dollar. This is the seed you're going to plant to grow your own tree of wealth. And that ancient rule really makes you ask a very modern question. Seriously, think about your last paycheck. Where did it all go? It went to your rent, your car payment, your phone bill, but did you actually pay yourself? Or did you just pay everybody else first and kind of hope for the best? Right. And to actually do this, you need a system. Paying yourself first can't be an afterthought. You have to treat it like your most important bill, the one that gets paid before anything else. You budget with what's left over, not the other way around. That discipline is what protects your savings. Exactly. Saving that first 10%, that's just step one. That's you getting your ammunition ready. The real magic is what you do with it next. And that brings us to the second law, because this is where you shift from just saving to actually building real wealth. So the book uses this amazing metaphor, your golden army. Every single dollar you save isn't supposed to just sit there. Think of it like a soldier you send out to work for you, to capture more income. And the money it earns, those are its children, and they go out and work for you too. And this is just a beautiful way of explaining compound growth, right? It breaks down into 3 simple steps. First, you put your savings to work. Second, you reinvest whatever they earn. And third, you let those earnings earn money too. That's how a small savings account eventually becomes a fortune. Okay, that all sounds fantastic. A golden army earning money for you? Who wouldn't want that? But let's get real for a second. When you send your army out into the world, you're sending it into battle. And battle is risky. What if you lose it all? And that's the exact problem the third law is designed to solve. Before you even think about making a profit, your number one job is defense. The first mission of your golden army isn't to conquer, it's to survive. You have to guard your treasure. Yeah, and this isn't just some hypothetical. Arkad, the guy who became the richest man in Babylon, learned this the hard way. His very first big investment, a complete and total disaster. He gave his life savings to a brickmaker who claimed he could buy rare jewels. The problem was, the brickmaker knew about bricks, not jewels. He got scammed, and Arkad lost everything. So Arkad's painful lesson gives us a really clear framework for making decisions. Just look at this comparison. A wise investment is all about safety, getting expert advice, and being patient. A risky one, it's all about chasing those crazy high returns and listening to the wrong people. Knowing the difference is everything. So here's the bottom line. The single most important rule of investing then and now, security for your principal. You have to protect what you've already saved. Chasing some get-rich-quick scheme at the risk of losing it all, that is a fool's game, plain and simple. Okay, so with that critical rule in place, let's just do a quick recap of the framework. We've taken these ancient stories and boiled them down to 3 simple modern steps. 1, pay yourself first and save systematically. 2, put that money to work. And 3, protect that working capital above all else.
All right, we've got the framework. Now let's get even more practical. How do we take this from ancient Babylon and plug it directly into your bank account today?
This right here is your modern checklist. It's your operational guide. And if you look closely, you'll see how it lines up perfectly with our framework. The first 2 points are all about paying yourself first. Number 3 is about building your army. And 4 and 5, they're all about guarding your treasure.
But hold on, there's one last absolutely critical piece of the puzzle. A framework, a checklist, none of it works without the right mindset. Just kind of wishing you were rich, that's useless. You need a real tangible goal, a specific amount you want to save, a specific thing you want to buy. Definite goals get definite results.
And that brings us right back to the beginning, to the final and most important question. This isn't about theory anymore. It's about taking action. The road to wealth doesn't start with some grand, complicated plan. It starts with the very first dollar you decide is yours to keep. So the only question left is, what is the first coin you will save?